Hi, this is Don Dickinson, the Secretary of Jths Board. Welcome to our grand opening here at beautiful Joliet Central. This project's been going now for about 3 years, and tonight we're going to celebrate its completion. We're standing in our brand new cafeteria. It's state-of-the-art cafeteria. We have beautiful tables, chairs. Along the window you'll find countertops where the students can sit at a chair and look out the window while they're eating lunch, watch trains. We have over here beautiful cafeteria, and this is where the students will buy the food, and they'll bring it out, and this whole area will be full of tables. Over here to my right, we have the Abri Credit Union. It's a branch of the Abri Credit Union over on McDonough Street. And as you go around this corner, you'll walk into a huge atrium. And the atrium it's just beautiful. I mean, it really sets off this whole project. Other than the field house, we really didn't have a gathering place, and now we do with this atrium. And plus, with this atrium, this gives us a main entrance now that Central never really had a main entrance. And now we have one. Upstairs you'll find a couple of multi-purpose rooms, and right now we have some students up there. They're writing on the wall and doing some classwork up there right now. So it's very functional. It's terrific design, and located in this building we also have a spirit shop where we'll be selling Joliet Central apparel. And it's just a much needed area. It's a much needed space, and it should alleviate some of the crowding that we have here at Joliet Central. So I hope you get a chance to come out and take a look at it. It's a beautiful facility.
Hi, my name is Dave Skarupa. I'm a JTHS board member, Board of Education, recently elected to the board last April 2015. I am standing here at the grand opening of the Joliet Central Student Center. We are in the cafeteria. It is a beautiful cafeteria here. This cafeteria has a capacity for 600 students. The old cafeteria had a capacity for 350 students, so that's a substantial increase. As you can see here in the cafeteria, there are two beautiful artistic murals that was painted by Kathleen Farrell. Kathleen Farrell is a local Joliet artist, and in the two murals in this cafeteria, they actually depict real students who posed for these beautiful murals. So it's a wonderful addition to this beautiful cafeteria, as well as this whole student center is a wonderful addition to downtown Joliet, a great addition for the whole community. And it's a great opportunity for the students to now utilize this space here come February 1st, and we are all happy to be here, and we're very much happy for the students who will use this facility. Again, the new kitchen is a brand new kitchen, and the facilities here in this kitchen are state-of-the-art, and this kitchen will support throughout the day students, 600 students who will come here for breakfast and also come here for lunch. So again, state-of-the-art facilities in the new kitchen.
Tyler Markham, I'm a Joliet Township High School Board member. I was elected in April of 2013. Behind me through these doors is the Galleria, and as you'll notice, the original limestone is actually inside our building now. So if you, where Herkimer turns into Richards by Joliet Central on the east side, that's all now enclosed in our Galleria, where we'll have two staircases on each side, which will open up flow for students, and you'll be able to see the classrooms and the student centers and the meeting rooms.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Pearson. I'm the current board president for the Joliet Township High School Board of Education. And we're really, really proud of this new facility that we're introducing to the Joliet community this evening. And in thinking about it, the initial inception of this started back in 2001 with our first strategic planning session. We always knew that we needed a new cafeteria space, and it took a lot of effort, but we have finally gotten to that point. and now this will certainly be the capstone for the entire campus area. So we're very proud of it. Over the last 15 years, we've done extensive renovations to the interior of the structure, as well as providing for a field house, improved athletic fields, and added classrooms and other additions. So we have a fantastic staff, and we are very proud to be here in the City of Champions. Thank you.
I'm Arlene Albert. I'm a board member of Joliet Township High School and very proud to be one. This is a magnificent addition to Central High School. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history because I might just be the more mature board member on our board, and we have come a very, very long way. This campus and this school district struggled in the 70s and the 80s. And then this community said, you are going to keep Joliet Central High School. And when we did, we started moving up from then. We went through a lot of budget cuts. We went through a lot of difficult times to get where we are today. However, here we are, we're at a great spot. We have added a lot of opportunities for students, and this is just one of them. We've done our best to keep both of our campuses in great shape. We've done our best to offer as much as we can in the way of opportunities, things for our students to do, and this is just another one of them. So I'm really very, very proud to be part of this Board of Education. This Board of Education is so supportive of students, and they're also very, very cognizant of what the community wants and what the community can afford. And it's good to be on a board like that. Our motto is, if it's good for kids, we can do it. Our motto also is, as I think you've probably heard from another board member, is follow our strategic plan. You have to have a guide if you're going to run a school district like ours and if you're going to do good things for the students. So I want to thank our community for being so supportive all these years. We certainly could not have done it without them being there for us, wanting a good education for our students. And this building is absolutely marvelous. I know our students are going to appreciate it, and I know we're going to find community uses for it too. So it's a great night, a great time to be on the Board of Education.
Okay. As student council leaders and mistresses of ceremonies for tonight's event, we welcome you to the Joliet Central High School Student Center grand opening. At this time, we ask that you please rise for the JROTC posting of colors, national anthem, and alma mater.
Color guard, halt, post. Present arms.
Thank you, JROTC, band, choir, orchestra, Major Phil Jaco, Mr. Mike Fisk, Mr. Peter Lapari, and Mr. David L. Jones for the musical prelude and posting of colors. Welcome to an interactive evening designed to showcase the beauty of the Joliet Central High School Student Center. I am Brianna Cernak, Student Council President. As a student at Joliet Central, I have taken advantage of the many opportunities available, such as Scholastic Bowl, ROTC, and I am also a member of NHS.
And I am Miriam Perez, Student Council Vice President. I am also involved in Key Club, Friends of Rachel, Human Relations, Mathletes, Speech Team, Scholastic Bowl, Fearless Females, Book Club, French Club, Junior Class Committee, and everything else in between. On behalf of the Central Campus student body, we thank you for being here tonight. This is truly a momentous occasion as we open the doors to a facility that will be used daily by our student body of over 3,000 young men and women. The Student Center is symbolic of our Board of Education and community's commitment to always putting students first. And you will see this tonight as you observe the student center nature in which this facility has been designed. The theme for tonight's event is reflecting on our past to empower the future. While the historic nature of this magnificent building is reflected within its architectural elements, you will also see an array of technology that is intended to engage students in fully learning utilizing the one-on-one technology initiative.
And speaking of technology, we invite you to engage with us tonight by joining in our live Twitter feed using the hashtag Central Student Center. In fact, Miriam, do you have your cell phone handy? I do. Let's take a quick selfie. And then we will be posting using hashtag Central Student Center. And as you can see, the live Twitter feed is displayed on our television panel.
It's not coming up. It's not going. Oh, man. Oh, well, keep going.
Okay. Well, Twitter users, we hope you will join in the fun. In fact, we have some student Twitter users in the back of the cafeteria. Students, can you please stand? Yeah. Any of the students that are here. Yeah, if it wasn't this full, I'm sure we would be able to see them. Yes.
Oh, yay.
Central has over 40 clubs and activities, and club leaders will be tweeting throughout the night. While tweeting, we invite you to use our photo backdrop located in the upstairs collaboration space. But before we get to photos, refreshments, tours, and showcases, there are a number of individuals who would like to extend their gratitude, including our Central Principal, Mr. Shad Hallahan. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Hallahan.
Good evening. Before I say a few words, I want to take a moment to introduce the members of the JTHS Board of Education, whose vision and commitment to JTHS and our students has made all of this possible. So please help me welcome First Board President, Mr. Jeff Pearson. Vice President, Ms. Tracy Spacia. Secretary, Mr. Don Dickinson. Board Member, Ms. Arlene Albert. Board Member, Mr. Ardale Evans. Board Member, Mr. Tyler Markham. And Board Member, Mr. David Skrupa. Along with the Board of Education, I'm also pleased to welcome the many other elected officials who have joined us tonight for this grand opening. Would all the other elected officials please stand and be recognized? Thank you. We truly appreciate your support. Because I have the honor of being principal at Joliet Central, I'm acutely aware of what a remarkable, special place this is. And the main reason that's the case is because of the people. It's our amazing, talented students who never stop impressing me. You see many of them here tonight displaying those talents and helping to put on this event. Could we quickly congratulate all of our students? And it's also our dedicated, passionate staff who challenge those students while working tirelessly with them to help them be successful. And it's not just the current people associated with Central that make this a special place. It's the thousands of former students and staff who, even decades after they leave here, continue to love Joliet Central and continue to proudly identify themselves as Steelmen. I'm sure many of you here tonight match that description. But along with the people, a significant part of what makes Joliet Central special is this unbelievable historical building. We are so fortunate to be able to spend our days here. This is the 10th school year I've spent at Central, and I consistently find new reasons to appreciate it. It was hard to imagine that we could improve upon the brilliant building we had. And now, as we prepare to add this amazing Student Center addition to the beautiful original building, I can't be more proud for this, or I couldn't be more excited for our students and more proud to be part of this school and this community. So I think the only appropriate way for me to close is to say thank you. On behalf of myself, the current students and staff, and future generations of Steelmen, thank you to the JTHS Board of Education and the community for providing us with such an unbelievable facility. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hallahan. Central is fortunate to have such a supportive and forward-thinking Board of Education. With the guidance of our strategic plan, the JTHS Board has taken the construction of the Student Center from a concept to a reality. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our school board president, Mr. Jeff Pearson.
Thank you. What a fantastic evening. What a great facility. I can't believe that we're standing up here right now after seeing the vision that the concept on paper back in 2001, talking about adding a cafeteria, and then here we are today. It's really fantastic. I'd like to have all the past board members, if they are here, to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your dedication. And also, I'd like to thank everybody for attending this evening. At the turn of the century, distinct visionaries from the Joliet Township Board of Education and the community decided it was time to construct a new educational facility for the growing area. They were bold in their plans, and the end result was the original JTHS structure adjacent to this building. The original structure was referred to as the finest school building in America by Andrew S. Draper, president of the University of Illinois. As the population grew, so did the structure, with 4 new additions and extensions constructed prior to 1931. The new structure allowed an outstanding staff to educate the young adults of the area in order to create a foundation for this city of champions. The last several years have brought on a new era of construction with the same broad vision for the Joliet Central campus and the downtown area. we have constructed new classrooms, a field house, a new outdoor athletic facility, as well as an extensive interior remodel of the existing structure. All of this in order to create an attractive and functional environment for learning and growth for the teenage citizens of the City of Champions. This emphasis on educational investment in the downtown area has not been limited to Joliet Central, but has expanded to Joliet Junior College and the University of St. Francis, who have also made a considerable capital investment to the area. Collectively, we have not been myopic in our vision, but we have been expansive and forward-thinking in our planning and implementation. Let the Joliet Central Student Center addition be the capstone to this campus. With its unique cityscape, infrastructure, and centrality to transportation, the downtown area of Joliet is poised to be an educational destination for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. Behind every great team is a supportive and visionary leader, and our JTHS Superintendent, Dr. Cheryl McCarthy, is just that. Dr. McCarthy has been involved in every aspect of the Student Center, and I know she will say it's a team effort, and she has a lot of people to thank. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Cheryl McCarthy, Superintendent of Joliet Township High School.
Thank you, Brianna and Miriam, and let me say you're doing an outstanding job representing your peers. I'm so proud of you. It takes so many individuals to make something like this happen. I wish I could name each one of you individually, but for the sake of the program and the orchestra concert that will happen this evening as well, I'm going to ask that everyone that has been a part of this project from beginning to end, and it's been quite a long time, remain standing. If you're standing, please put your hand up high and wave so we can recognize you for your fantastic part of this project. Please rise, everyone that's been involved. White & Company, Gilbane, JT employees, students who have been involved, building and trades. If you look in the back, we have a whole group that are shy. They're wave because they're standing, but wave there. From the Board of Education, who provides us with our vision, to our employees, to White & Company, Gilbane, Laborers and Trades, community and groups, all of our students, working together, you made this happen. This project provided many jobs in our community, and in turn, many of the individuals who earned wages of this project invested back into our community. But I know firsthand that this was not just an ordinary job for this crew. This job was special for them. I'm going to go out on a limb here, but I would like you to take a second when you first walked in, whether it was the Galleria, the front entrance, or this cafeteria. Hopefully, like me, it took your breath away, you got goose pimples, or you just had to take a step back to take it all in. If you did, could you just cheer real loud if you feel the same way I do? I think you would agree with me that an addition on a building does not usually elicit those type of emotions. Certainly, I've never experienced them with an addition. So what makes this different? It is the people that were part of this project. They took great pride in their craft, but more importantly, they understood the history and tradition that we are at JTHS. They knew we needed to carry out the legacy that began 115 years ago. We have certainly grown. Our district enrollment is at an all-time high. We have done well with keeping pace with technology and societal changes, but we also recognize that our past is so important, so much that our mission statement is as follows. The mission of Joliet Township High School, a historically rich, unified, and innovative learning community, is to empower every student to compete and contribute positively to our community and global society by providing a rigorous and personalized education through an academy environment. This project exemplifies our mission statement. We have gathering spaces in which students and our community can come together as they collaborate or work independently. The murals represent our academy, and the banners demonstrate our character attributes. Two items that we heard loud and clear that meant so much to our current and past students were our Steelman mascot, which you can find on the tables in the back as you walk around later, and the quote above the entrance doors. There were numerous big details about this project, but the small details were just as important. Thank you again to every single individual who poured your heart and soul into this project for our community and for our students. I thank our community for recognizing that our students deserve to have facilities that are second to none. I also want to thank and tell our students how proud I am of you, because you demonstrate day in and day out that you can rise to the challenges that it takes to be a learner in 2016. Our students are accomplishing more rigorous coursework than ever before. We have more advanced placement courses, and more students are taking those courses. We have students that work with businesses to showcase their talents. Our students are more proficient in using technology as a learning tool and as social media than I'll ever be in my lifetime. They are talented both in academics, in the arts, as well as their athletics, and are a part of numerous clubs and activities. All of those are very, very important things. But most importantly, our students are giving. They seek to serve and give back to their community through a variety of service projects. These students are putting Joliet back on the map as the place to be. They will make sure that the future for generations to come are taken care of, and I know they will cherish their high school years and stay connected to JTHS and continue to give back to our community after they graduate. So I really would like you to look around this evening, take it all in, take the building in, but while you're looking at the building, please take time to meet and learn some of these young individuals. Because quite frankly, this is what this project is all about, ensuring that this community has the brightest future possible. We are at a significant turning point, and now is the time to learn about, celebrate, and encourage our leaders of tomorrow. So thank you for being on this journey with me.
Thank you, Dr. McCarthy. Up next is the extraordinary leader who lovingly refers to the Central Campus as a palace of learning and culture. As the first Central alumnus to become the principal of Central, Mr. John Randage, now retired, joins us tonight to share his pride and thanks. Please join me in welcoming Mr. John Randage, Central Campus class of 1972 and retired principal of the Central Campus.
Thank you. For me, it is amazing to see this final finished student center after beginning with the design phase about 4 years ago. We started with the concept, a beacon of light for the East Side community. Since I retired on July 1st, I have driven around the outside to watch progress, but today is the first time that I've been inside to see this lovely addition. This is more beautiful than the design plans were. I would like to share two special thank yous and recognitions. I want to thank the entire JTHS community, school board, and taxpayers for supporting your schools. High-quality schools with 21st century facilities are essential to the quality of life for the whole community. Second, I would like to give a special thank you to Brian Shaw, assistant principal, for his work to coordinate the logistics of this project and to constantly communicate with the building leadership team about the project. So congratulations and thank you, Brian. It's great to see so many former teachers and staff members and alumni here tonight.
And so I'm going to ask you to reflect on the past with me. During my 34 years at JTHS, it seemed like we had financial problems to address every 4 to 5 years. So sometimes facility improvements were deferred or postponed. I believe this student center is the final addition to an amazing building phase that I was a part of during my 18 years in the Central Principal's office. Around 1997, Principal Craig Spires, Assistant Principal Tony Contos, and I, along with Tom Roth from White & Company, met with all staff to create a facility needs assessment. At that point, the board was interested in providing comparable activities at both Central and West, and the community was interested in restoring sports and activities to each campus. Although the Central staff was mainly interested in air conditioning and better drinking water, here are a few of the facility of improvements that I've been a part of. New auto tech and welding labs, new computer labs and classrooms with a connecting bridge to the Smith Annex. To plan for expansion around the Central campus, the district purchased the following: homes along Eastern Avenue and Bodio Drive, the former F.E. Marsh Grade School, as well as the Camera House, Chic, and Gardner properties. Next, the new field house addition with an atrium expanded opportunities for PE classes, activities, and athletics. New heating and air conditioning of the main building provided for an improved learning environment and eliminated the early release during excessive heat days. Purchase of the former Herald News building on Caterpillar Drive allowed all district offices to move out of Central and to this new site. Now, with this additional space at Central, new science labs were added, and the principal's office was relocated to the former superintendent's office. Next, a new stadium east of Collins with lights, washroom, concession stand, and field turf was completed. This allowed the Steelmen to play their first home football game in over 50 years. Finally, this new Student Center addition. That's okay. We need to be proud as a Steelman nation, so that's okay. Finally, this new Student Center. It is important to note that all of the additions to the original 1901 building maintain the collegiate Gothic appearance that were approved by the Illinois Historic Preservation Commission. So for me, I'm thankful for being a part of today's ceremony and to see the final completed Student Center in Galleria, which is even more splendid and attractive than I remember in the initial design. Today is not only a celebration of the grand opening of the new Student Center, but for me, a fitting conclusion to facility upgrades that were accomplished over the last 20 years, designed to improve the learning environment for Central students. When you consider facilities, academic and co-curricular opportunities, now is a great time to be a student at Central. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anditch. In 2008, JTHS opened the doors to student-run credit union branches located on campus at Central and West. The partnership with Abri Credit Union provides work-based learning experiences to students who work at the credit union branches during a portion of the school day. Both staff and students have the opportunity to bank at the credit union, which is convenient and encourages financial planning and responsibility. While the Central Credit Union was previously located on the 4th floor by the cafeteria, it is now located in the Student Center, just right over there. It is my pleasure to introduce the CEO of Abri Credit Union, Mr. Brian Cedergren, who will tell us more about this unique partnership.
Thank you all. What a pleasure to be here. But what I will say is it's tough to follow somebody like the legend. Another big hand for this guy. 34 years. Well done. Well done. Truly, thanks to everyone, the administration, Dr. McCarthy, truly everyone that has had a hand in building this facility. You know, Abri, as a not-for-profit financial institution, we spend a lot of time building our mission around serving our members and serving the community. And as I was sitting at my desk this afternoon thinking about my remarks for tonight, I thought to myself, you know, of all the things we do in all the communities we serve, I think the one that is most rewarding for us and the members of ABRE is the partnership we have with the high schools here in Joliet. What we do at Joliet Central and Joliet West really gives us the ability to give back and see these students grow into our future. You know, back, as I said, in 2008, each semester we work with anywhere from 20 to 30 individual students from each school. These students are outstanding individuals. When they represent ABRE, we know that they're going to be representing a fantastic institution, and they do a great job in representing their school. You know, we are fortunate to be part of this partnership. I truly believe that the kids that go through our programs, they learn to balance a teller drawer. They truly run our credit union. And is Kim Nichols here? Where's Kim? Kim's right over there. She's waving a little bit. Shout out to Kim. Kim does a fantastic job in coordinating everything that we do and really brings meaning to all these kids. I also want to say thank you to a couple of our board members, Brad Stacy and Greg Morin. They're in the back there. Without the support of these individuals, we as an institution would not be able to stand up here and do what we do for these kids. So in closing, I just want to say thanks to all of you. What a fantastic turnout. Please stop by and take a look at our student-run branch. We're very proud of it, and we're very proud of the partnership we have with the Joliet High Schools. Thank you.
While many people were involved in the construction of the Student Center, the building process began with a solid architectural plan. Please join me in welcoming White & Company Executive Vice President Kevin Havens.
First, I need to apologize for my scratchy voice, but I promise not to torture you too much longer. So congratulations, it's quite an accomplishment. And I have to tell you, there's nothing more rewarding for an architect to look out and not just see a building completed, but to see it filled with people, because it's really about the people who are going to inhabit the building. And thank you very much for coming out tonight. I think it's been expressed by some of the other speakers, there's been a large team involved in making this happen. And I'm just one representative of a cast of dozens and dozens of architects, engineers, interior designers, mechanical, structural people, civil engineering, landscape architects, technology experts. It takes a lot of skills to put a project together, not the least of which is building it once the drawings are done. So I want to give a congratulations to Gilbane Construction for doing such a beautiful job. So back in 1901, this is when it was all started. And the building you see along Jefferson Street is that historic structure where the founders of this district really started to plant a vision for building educational excellence. And in fact, the architects of the day chose this collegiate Gothic style that John mentioned because it was the best representation of the time of the highest level of educational achievement. Think of campuses like Oxford and Cambridge or Yale and Princeton. That's what they were setting as the bar for Joliet to achieve and to allow its families and students to enjoy. So when Gilbane and White were given the commission to see this wonderful vision come together, and that is space, very desperately needed space, not just for students but for community like tonight to come together. There was no question we were going to work in the pattern of the Gothic language and bring the campus together. In fact, if you didn't know it was built in so many additions, you'd get the sense that it was all done in one fell stroke. And I think that's really the beauty of not only agreeing architects with the community, but also agreeing with past generations. And it's a wonderful thing to see Joliet as a community have this as a landmark to the determination to do something right. So as we look back, we're delighted to have done the structure, but I have to say that despite the historical trappings of the exterior, this is a thoroughly modern building. And as you take a tour tonight and see the learning spaces, how technology has been infused, the modern kitchen that stands behind us, and then the atrium gathering space, I think you get a sense that connecting the past with the future was really the mission of the project. And I think our highest hope as we end today is that future generations will look back and say that this community, all of us together, kept the vision alive that started back in 1901, that we built on the foundation of the past, but squarely aimed at the future. Thank you for being part of that story.
Thank you to all of our speakers for sharing your thoughts and gratitude tonight. It is now time to participate in the ribbon cutting. JTHS Board of Education members, tonight's speakers, and distinguished guests, please join us for this occasion.
Although this concludes our formal program, the festivities have only just begun. A variety of activities has been planned for tonight. We invite you to explore the Student Center, the cafeteria, and the upstairs collaboration spaces. Students are available to demonstrate technology, our credit union, and technology help desk are open. Our culinary arts students are serving refreshments and have even baked their signature Steelman cookies for this special event. Our guests tonight can stop by the student bookstore to purchase your commemorative coaster set, which can be purchased for only $20. Thanks to the generosity of our sponsors, Gilbane and White and Company, 100% of the proceeds from the coasters will benefit scholarships for Central students. Cash, credit card, and checks are all accepted.
In addition, the Archives Committee, Boosters, and Foundation invite you to stop by for a visit. A variety of Central memorabilia and spiritware are available for purchase. If you wish to take a campus tour, please meet in the Galleria. The Central Archives Committee will provide historical tours, and shorter student-led tours are also available. Please meet under the Galleria Clock Tower for the student-led tours, or at the south end of the Galleria for the historical tours. There are several tour guides available to provide assistance. And you can end the night with the beautiful sounds of the JTHS Orchestra. Their winter concert will be held tonight at 7 in the auditorium, where they will perform the world premiere of the commissioned piece Stone and Steel, written by renowned composer Richard Meyer, in celebration of the orchestra's 110th anniversary.
On behalf of the Joliet Central High School student body, we thank you once again for attending the Student Center grand opening. And now, please join us in concluding our program with the musical send-off by singing the Joliet Central High School Loyalty.
stand for our national anthem. Alma mater. There are words, if you can see them printed in your program. If not, we will play it once. You may sing it with us a second time, and we will play it a third time. Everyone, and thank you for coming to the winter concert of the Joliet Township High School Orchestra. My name is Peter Lipari. What a banner year this is for us here in Joliet High School District 204. Wasn't that Student Center absolutely beautiful? Wasn't it beautiful? It's a privilege to live in Joliet. It's a privilege to have such high standards when it comes to the quality of education. It's a privilege to live in Joliet, in a community that cares so much about the arts, that cares about student activities, that cares about orchestra. When I grew up in Oak Forest, Illinois, a couple of years ago, we didn't have a string orchestra program. We only had a band. What a privilege it is to have a community who supports the arts like Joliet does. We have a varied program for you. This is our Philharmonia. It's our advanced orchestra. It's representing both campuses at West Campus and Central Campus. The orchestra is the only musical activity that still has only one director at both campuses. This program we have for you, a piece by Hovannes, and then we'll go direct, which is a contemporary piece in 2 movements, and we'll go directly into a firecracker of a Baroque piece. Orfeo in Eurydice was one of the first operas ever written. It was written by Gluck, and we're going to play Dance of the Furies from that. So enjoy the Philharmonia. Thank you. Give us just a minute or two while we change places. Symphony Orchestra members, please stand. Philharmonic, sit back down. I start out my day at Joliet West. I teach one period of the Philharmonia, then I teach the string orchestra, and then I come to Joliet Central where I have two sections, two classes of string orchestra, and another section of Philharmonia. The ensemble that's behind me right now is the Symphony Orchestra. It meets on Monday nights only, and we don't practice any of the music during the day because the symphony is made up of a mixture of Philharmonia students and string students. So the caveat for if you're a very good freshman and you study privately and you're ahead of what you might learn in public school, the caveat for you as a freshman is to join the Symphony Orchestra on Monday night. And then I take auditions from both campuses for winds, brass, and percussion. So this is really a hodgepodge of the band program and the orchestra program from both campuses. Bizet's Carmen is perhaps one of the most famous operas ever written. You'll recognize some of these tunes. I'm sure you've heard them on radio and television commercials for a long, long time. And this suite is divided up into movements, as you can see in your program. May I start again? We've made that poor little baby cry. And I'm sorry about that, because I have 3 children myself, and that's the worst feeling. Right, parents? That's the worst feeling in the world, but it happens. May I start again? Just so this is live music. This is as good as it gets. These 2 deserve quiet, so that's...
we are in a wonderful position in that the feeder schools in District 86 and District 204 get together in October for what we have called Orchestra Festival Day. And I believe we've done 6 or 7 of them already. And when we get together, we play a couple pieces, they play a couple pieces, we hang out all day together, we have a pizza party, and then we play a couple pieces together. When we play a couple pieces together, which happens in the field house over at West, because that's the biggest location we have and the biggest amount of risers that we can roll out on either side to accommodate audience and to accommodate kind of our homeroom where we put our cases and our coats and things. When we get in the field house and all get together, there are approximately, this year there were 375 students all playing together. So, yeah, it's amazing. And because of that, I have traditionally stood on a couple of recycle bins, those rectangular recycle bins we turn upside down, and it sort of looks like we don't really know what we're doing because I'm standing on bins that I could fall off of any second. So I had a volunteer who wrote me a note a couple of years ago, and that was Mrs. Miller. She was an 8th grade mom at the time, and Mrs. Miller said, if you don't want to do that anymore, we can maybe work something out. And she stuck it on a Post-it and slapped it on my program, and she said, look at that when you get it tomorrow morning at school. So 2 years later, her daughter is in school, and now she's a sophomore, and the Millers built, Mr. Miller built this with the donation of supplies from, but he built it with his own 2 hands. This comes off, it can be stowed separately, and the stairs come off and detach, and they can be stowed inside, and it weighs about 450 pounds, which is good because it holds me and I weigh 110, so it needs to be. It says 110 on my license, so it must be true. So since I weigh 110-ish, it needs to be able to hold that. And these come off, and the stairs come off, and it goes inside. And then there's wheels on the other side that you can't see, big old caster wheels. So we turn it on its side, and that's how we transport it back and forth. And this says, in commemoration of the JTHS Orchestra's 110th anniversary, 1905 to 2015, donated by the Orchestra Parents Association, craftsmanship donated by the Miller family. So anyone, yes, thank you very much. Are there any other Open members that are out there that are not on stage?
There are.
Open members, could you just stand up? Could I have a nice round of applause for my parent group that I could never do anything without? Give it a hip hop. Thank you.
In August, Joliet Township High School Orchestra kicked off the 110-year anniversary at Joliet West with a celebration with the kids. And the Herald News was there to document the event, and the orchestra made the front page. So we had the article framed.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's blue and gold for Central, and West will also receive one in April.
Great, this is lovely.
This one's a little longer, so this one I'm going to read.
Okay.
It's no secret that Joliet has a rich musical history. The JT Orchestra has the distinguished honor of being the oldest organization within JTHS. With that honor, the orchestra has had some amazing people supporting it throughout its history. Our administrators, school board, community, volunteers, parents, and of course, the student musicians. To have the numbers we have today, of course, we have to thank feeder schools, District 86. Without that, the junior high program, the high school would not flourish. With that being said, 110 years of orchestra means 110 years worth of directors, talented, dedicated directors. The Orchestra Parent Association felt these directors should be recognized and their names forever adorning the hall of JT Central. Tonight we present to JT Central and these 8 directors a plaque to honor them and the 110th anniversary.
Oh my goodness.
Spent quite some time researching the directors. The plaque reads, Joliet Township High School, District 204, celebrating 110 years, 1905 to 2015. Esteemed orchestra directors, William A. Hines, 1905, Hiram A. Converse, 1912, Peter LaBella Jr., 1948, Dean Sales, 1983, who is down in front here. Dean also directed the West Band at the time. Julie Ashcraft Virchemack, 1990, who is here somewhere.
Where are you, Julie?
Julie. Hi.
Dan, where are you?
Kevin Carroll, 1995. Not sure if Kevin Carroll is here. Pamela Bird Bruning, 2000. And Peter Lipari, 2007. Your support, dedication, and enthusiasm to this program and these talented student musicians ensures the continued success of this program. It encourages pride and confidence amongst the students and brings triumph to the blue and gold. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you. Let's hear it for our Orchestra Parents Association. Lower strings first. Lower strings first. The air conditioning and heating thing makes stringed instruments go crazy. Okay. 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 Who's somebody with a snapped E string? Is there a violin I can borrow? Morgan Lee, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Lynette Lee. The Lee sisters. Put your hand back to it. You have a bow, right? The strings are going to play for you tonight. A similar group of selections, not counting the world premiere piece. They're going to play a Baroque piece first, from the opera The Rival Sisters by Henry Purcell, an English composer of the 15th century. And then they were going to play a piece called Colloquy by an American composer who is just died just recently. I think you'll enjoy both those, and then we'll talk about the world premiere piece. anniversaries are very special things. 110 years is indeed a very special thing. Last year in the autumn, I filled out some grant applications from MEMIC and the JTHS Foundation. I asked for donations from each school in the district who are happy to give that to me. We compiled some money and we put together a package asking two composers that the orchestra has an affinity for, Richard Meyer and William Hofelt, to write us pieces commemorating our anniversary. Stone and Steel, which you will read about in your program, Richard Meyer wrote a beautiful frontispiece inside the cover of the piece. We received it in August. We opened it up at a special ceremony at the end of our camp at a parent meeting, and Dr. McCarthy was there, and you'll see a picture in the program of all of us on the stage of the Joliet West Auditorium. That was at the time that we opened up the piece. It says, and this is really cool, this is unpublished, so these are just photocopies that he sent to me. It's not going to be published until probably the springtime. This is its first performance in public, and it says on every top of every score and the top of every part, it says, commissioned to celebrate the 110th anniversary of the Joliet Township High School Orchestra's Joliet, Illinois, Peter Lipari, director. So every time someone purchases that work by Richard Meyer, and Richard Meyer is a great composer of music for young players, every time somebody buys that piece, it will have that commemoration on it. So Joliet and Stone and Steel will be forever in the libraries of orchestras all over the world. So I've never given a world premiere piece in Joliet before, so I'm really excited about this. I hope you are too. Stone and Steel, we've loved playing it. We have our second piece, and I'll tell you about that in April at our spring concert, and that will be premiered by the Philharmonia. So, without further ado, the first performance ever of Stone and Steel, written by Richard Meyer for the Joliet Township High School Orchestras. Aren't you excited? I need somebody who knows how to turn the lights on to turn the lights on. Press something. Press 7. What is this?
Mr. Myers sent a letter when he sent the piece. And we had the letter framed with his preface and the first page of Stone and Steel.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We also had contacted David Nelson to get you a lapel pin of a Steelman, and he wouldn't let us pay for it. So this is from David Nelson Jewelers. It is a Steelman lapel pin.
Oh my gosh. What's this?
This is an article with all the names on it for you.
Oh, they've signed the article that was in about Stone and Steel and a couple of pictures. And that everybody signed it?
Yep.
Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you. Wow, a night of celebration. Go out for ice cream with your parents, everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. Taking your chair.
Joliet.